evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming to you live from an undisclosed location to report on the latest successes of the XCOM resistance. Unfortunately, we here at XCOM are mourning the loss of one of our top soldiers. His name was Sergeant Matt Bragg, and he was killed in the line of duty by the joint efforts of 2 mutons, an Archon, and an Advent mech. He served in 6 missions and took 7 Advent chumps down with him in his career. I feel that it is worth noting that it took a lot more effort to kill one of our soldiers than it did for Matt to kill 7 of Advent's, and that the mission his team was sent to do was successful in spite of his death. When they got home, the surviving members of his squad did criticize the commander for not sending in any of our more experienced troops that may have been able to keep Matt from dying, but as the commander explained, our most experienced troops were taking a much-needed rest for quite possibly the most dangerous mission they would ever experience. We have one hell of a story to tell you about that mission, and boy, oh boy, did we piss off the elders. You see, we humans have always been faced with our own mortality. For many of us, it's the thing that drives us to new heights that we previously thought impossible. The specter of death has been haunting our civilization as far back as we can possibly imagine. Then we were invaded by the Elders, who pretended that everything they touch becomes unkillable and immortal. They do this to drive fear into the hearts and minds of those who don't know any better. But today, XCOM learned otherwise. We knew after so many times defeating them on the field of battle that the Elders chosen could bleed and quite possibly be killed. To that end, we sent our best and brightest soldiers against the forces of the Elders' chosen assassin. We had one and only one shot to take her down for good, and that was all we needed. Her compound was heavily guarded by all manner of unsavory aliens, from the chrysalids we've seen in past invasions to something new entirely. Our top scientists are calling this thing an Andromedan for reasons only the eggheads will really know. This thing is crazy. While you're listening to this broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, sincerely hope that you never run into one of these things. It's an alien that apparently can't survive in our atmosphere, so it wears a suit, and this suit is so heavily armored that the sheer momentum of this thing walking will crash through most walls. And to top it all off, once our troops actually killed the alien inside the suit, it turns out that the suit itself was actually mechanized so that it can act autonomously, and the containment sphere, which was broken at the time, was leaking an acidic substance previously unknown to humanity. That is so amazingly badass, but it's on the wrong side. Once our troops had finally fought their way through the assassin's defenses, it was time for the final battle with her. She gave it everything she had, but eventually our soldiers proved to be too much. We also managed to figure out what keeps the Chosen alive. It's an incredibly sophisticated piece of medical technology that can regenerate one of the Chosen from the brink of death. It took a lot of bullets to blow that thing up, but once we did, we were finally able to destroy one of the Elders' Chosen permanently. I managed to grab a recording of her last words. They may be a bit fuzzy, but I think what she said just goes to show that we actually do have hope in winning this fight.
You have fought well, XCOM. May you reclaim this world for your own.
Did you catch that, ladies and gents? In case you didn't, she said, and I quote, "You have done well, XCOM. May you reclaim this world for your own." I want all of our listeners to stick that on a poster and put it up somewhere everyone can see it. Because if the top generals, the chosen of the Elders, have that much faith in humanity, do you really think that they still have a chance? With that, our troops are going to get some well-deserved rest, our brightest minds are going to be figuring out how to improve our tech, and we here at the official XCOM Resistance Radio will keep you informed of our latest successes in the field. Until next time, this is Mystic, signing off.